When I first started learning Rhino, it's quite a daunting experience. You have 4 different viewports, 1,000 different icons, and I didn't really want to spend 20-30 hours on these series tutorials just learning what every little icon did. No, really, do you really need to know what everything does? So in today's video, I'm just going to make a laid back kind of approach to some tips, tricks, and the most common commands that I've used that served me well over the past year. I'm in no way an expert on Rhino. I don't know where everything is. I'll show some work that I've done, and this is how I've created it through these simple commands with a little bit of Grasshopper in time with it. So yeah, let's jump right into it.
Yeah, so when you click it, it will just come up with your most recent projects, and if you go on new, it automatically, I think it automatically, but usually large objects, meters, inches, feet if you're American. Yeah, this threw me off when I first started learning Rhino, was these four different viewports. Yeah, it comes in useful as stuff starts getting a bit more into detail. You'll see on right here, it's just, well, layers is, yeah, you'll use a lot as your design goes on, basically. You won't come in already having pre-done layers, you'll know, or you won't know like how many layers you're having
Today, Junior?
until the design goes further. It'll just basically, it's just best to just go with the flow with it and adjust the layers as you go forward. Properties, don't really mess about with. Current render, I do have V-Ray, so I usually use that. It's pretty good. Got my, on the left side here, this is basically what you use for all the modeling. If you press on the down arrows, it shows you all the bits and bobs that's inside of it. The best way to learn Rhino that I found is literally just trying everything. Like literally just spend a couple hours one time on a Sunday or whatever and just going through them all, and just, yeah, I think that's the best way to figure out how everything works on it with anything, especially software related. I've never really messed with this bar, if I'm being honest. The only thing that I've used is, of course, Grasshopper, and this, yeah, this camera viewport, well, panel, where you can just say from whatever panel you're looking on, just press whatever, save it, add one, and that's took it from this exact place. Or if I go here now, double click it, it'll go back to that, so that can be quite useful.
Wow!
You press down here. Oh. You have different modes. If I just quickly show that, boom, boom, boom. Because I'm only on wireframe, it just shows, well, the wireframe. Shaded is quite nice, but it's basically what you're gonna mostly use while modeling. And Arctic's just, yeah, it's quite a nice view. It's good to just check out how all the details might look in just a better light setting. Yeah, so what am I gonna actually do? I don't know yet. I'm just gonna wing it, and hopefully I use the commands that I wish that I knew when I first started.
Skill issue!
The first one being this. Let's just do a box. Give me any size. Yeah, shift and right click on mouse is how to move. Right click is rotate. Yeah. To get this, if you aren't seeing this, well, gumball here, this is what it's called. You can click it there to get it. Very useful. It's basically like the push-pull for SketchUp, but Rhino's version. Like if I press where the balls are, it becomes a surface, basically. I don't know why it's taking. What's it? I don't know what it's doing.
A few moments later. The next day.
I guess we'll. What was it just doing? I have no idea why it's. I don't know. Anyway, the first one that command that I wish that I knew. Yeah, so I haven't mentioned it. Command sort of panel here. This is sort of the history if you scroll on your mouse to go through it. It's pretty good. Like you can just type in, I just put PLA in there, and that's like the first. Planar surface is like one of the most useful ones I use. Basically for any closed curve, polylines, like joined, as long as it's closed, you can use this function and it'll create a surface from it. And from this surface, I could click on this and put 20 centimeters. So that's a very useful one.
Wow.
I'm trying to think to what I want to. What do we want to do? Yeah, we'll bring this up, say 5 meters, like a plinth or whatever. And then let's use a. Where's the spline? Is it this? Yeah. So we'll just create like a. So now, for example, actually, I want to now work on the top of this. So what we can do is CPlane. Could do object, but let's just do surface. Click here, click on an edge, click on another edge, and now it's set to the top of this. And that's the same for, you can change it by the gumball, which would be the center of an object in general, a surface or world view. Say I want it to go back to the origin. If it's like on a strange angle you've accidentally set it to, you just put top, it'll go back to the origin 000 coordinate CPlane. Yeah, Control Z, Control Y, undo, redo. But let me just put that in again because I'm yeah, boom. So these here at the bottom, I usually have a few ticked. The end is so that, if you see here, end is the end point, so I can select the ends. Near is just anywhere along, basically, a line, curve, whichever. If I want the mid, if I do that, it'll get the mid. You get the gist. Center will be the center. You can also usually do it through the center. Yeah, if you highlight along it, it'll go on the center. So they're the three that I usually always have on, really. I need to play it in perp sometimes. I want to drag something down vertically. So it's on the top now, isn't it? Yeah. So let's just create random shape. So it won't really make any sense, to be honest. Oh well. See how it's gone in and not drawn just on the surface? No. That's because I've had end, near or point on, so as I've been just doing that, it's automatically clicked to either an end point or a near along a line or one of the points.
Just a quick pause, I am new to creating this type of content. I do have planned videos for the channel, including tutorials, a series, Rhino to reality, where I'll be showing my process using Rhino to Emotion, how to achieve results like this to this, and from this to this. I'll also be doing short tips and trick videos that will help you guys out. Also, I'll be doing challenging videos. The first one will be me versus AI.
I'll be back.
Which should be fun and interesting. So make sure you subscribe and got the notification bell on so you don't miss those videos. Back to the video.
So I'm just going to disable that. I'll do that again. Then I won't get any disruptions. And now, let me just undo that. Again. Well, why is it gone down to the bottom? I don't understand why it's done that. What I could do is just move it, select anywhere on it. I know it's on there. Drag it along anywhere. You can lock an object by literally just putting lock, so now I can't touch it. And if I want to unlock it, just press show. No, unlock. That's if I want to hide it. But I do want to lock this for now. And then let's just plane on surface then. And we'll get a height on it. And then we could just, if you press shift and control, you can select A, face or curve. And if you press control click, it will deselect as well. Yeah. No. Yeah. There we go. Let's just bring this up. Whatever. I can offset this if I wanted to, or inset. To inset, you have to offset. Stranger now. Say this. Well, here's another one. If I want to zoom in closer, zoom, drag it on, and offset. Click. So if I put 1, you see it better there. Now, you see, I'll be drag it to the outside, offset, inside, inset. Even though inset isn't actually a command, I don't know why. I think it is on the new Rhino, on Rhino 8, but it's just not on this. If you see here, along here is basically the options. That's basically all it is. Why would I want to do that? Maybe I want to do this. I want to select the curve. In this curve, and maybe I want to loft it. Yeah. Create something like that. Maybe you can use these to sort of scale as well, if you wanted to. And I could select these two. Well, that's probably not going to work, is it? Because these aren't joined. So now they are joined and they're closed. And if I do loft again, it's not going to do it. Of course it isn't. Why is it not going to do it? If you type in what, it'll tell you it is a closed, consisted with 2 curves. Okay, let's just leave that.
Skill issue.
There will be other ways to do that. I'm not going to spend too much time on that. Doesn't really matter. Offset. Yep. Bring that up. This. Off. And then let's planar. Close it as a roof. This one isn't going to work, is it? Here it is. Not too sure why that wasn't working before though, if it's closed. Not too sure on that. Anyway, let's add some height on this. 1.2. Say we wanted maybe a tunnel going through these. Well, just a walkway maybe. So let's just select these 2 areas. Let's isolate to just work on them. Anything locked will still be there, but it doesn't really matter because you can't do anything with it anyway. Yeah, let's just go make it easier to see. And click whatever, right click, then you can change the object. You can click on here to change the color, white or green. And let's say we want to make this better, be easier to understand. Let's say we do 5 meter by 5 meter offset in 0.2 here to here, and I'll off that so it creates an yeah. That's something as well. You can press space to redo a command, and you can press right click to also redo a command, which comes in very handy. Bring this all the way through, group it. So now it's all a group. And there's an example to where this comes in useful. Instead of going boom, boom, I could just grab this and simply do that. It just saves a little bit of messing about, really. Just saves a bit of time now and again. So what we could do is split. So select objects to split. I'm going to split all of this with this. So now it's going to do that. If I ungroup this, get a bit closer. There we go. Same there. And now I could do the same. Split. Set objects to split. Boom. Boom. And these are now the cutting objects. It failed. Right. Can we boolean difference it? Select services to subtract from all this. Yeah, all this. Yep. And there. Yeah. Done that the wrong way, haven't I? Why has it gone all the way through here? I don't understand why it's split all the way there, actually. Oh, you know what'll be easier? Thinking about it, actually. Let's just offset it, then go in first. Just group these a minute. Let's go here. Yep. It's fine. Boom. And let's bring it across. It's easier to work with when you've just got plain surfaces without any thickness. Tends to respond better to cutting. Select the objects to split. Yeah. So let's just zoom. Same on this side. And now let's do the opposite. Yeah. Yeah. There we go. Can be a bit more harder to work with when you've got curves, but that's kind of why I wanted to show this way, because if you are doing some stuff with curves, there's always ways around it. But if you're working with curves, it's best always to do all the cutting, basically creating the shape before you add any real like dimension to it in terms of thickness. What we could do now is offset the surface, and we want it going inwards, so I'll just click then. So you can also flip all. It's basically does the same thing. You can choose if I want the corner sharp, solid, yeah, distance, get 0.2, and press it again, and there we go. And then if I turn this to blue, see we have like a little tunnel going through it. A quick way to copy, press Alt, drag. So why might I want to do that? Because I'm thinking I want to create a level or a floor at that distance. So one thing I can do is I can create a surface, well, a 4-point surface, make sure it's all covered inside of it. Let's work on, I'll change that. So that's been created. I can move this to this point, and then I can move it here, here, so it's all covered now. And then I can do the same. Let's just do spot. And there we go, I've got it inside. And then if I just do it up by 1.2, I'll be level with it. Let's just show from the top. Let's make this a glass material. So now if I go to Arctic and show it inside, but if you show it on a render, if you're doing rendering it, it will actually show obviously that it's glazing.
Hold up!
So we're going to offset outwards, aren't we? Offset surface, boom, boom, outwards. 0.3. What else have we got? Let's say we got, I want to do some columns. Let's change this to that. Let's isolate that. Yeah. Well, let's just unlock this. Let's just hide it for now. 2 again. 0.2. Quite small ones. Where are we looking? Oh, because I did. Wow. Yep. Now it's playing alright. Let's get the actual, just that. Let's get a line and say do it from just the entirety of it. Go here. And the center. And move this from the center there. Let's say I want 10 of these spaced out the length of this. What I can do is go to, not a line, array along curve, so that the yep. I want to array this, select the path, number 10 of them. Yeah, 10. So that'll be 1.9 meters from each other. Enter that. So I want to quickly just change all of, well, actually add some height to these. I could just hide that, I suppose, or change it to another layer, and then I could just select all select them objects, should be all of them, and then press show. So I could press show again now, so it won't have that highlighted, and I could extrude surface to this, and I could just select that and check them. Piping, pretty nice command. Could press here, go to here, go to here, enter, pipe, create a pipe, 0.2, 0.2, and it will create a free flowing pipe on the curve, which is quite a nice command. Alright, quick multi, boom, boom, boom. There we go. Just showing, just some commands that come in useful. Yeah, so I wanted to make a hole then right through this. I could go through here, just do this, there. I could create a solid because this is also a solid, and drag it right through. And Boolean difference, I'll subtract from that, that's going to be the cutting. I'll create a hole through. If I tried that with just the curve, and then tried that, I'd get an error because, well, I don't know. I'll show you what I mean. If I now did this, drew that through, and then did Boolean, it has to be a solid basically with a solid. Why they're doing it now? It also works, of course it does. I tried that many times on different things, and it's just not worked. Anyway,
Emotional damage.
so with creating cuts into stuff, split, Boolean difference, yeah, those are the main ones that I use. Split, Boolean difference. What else is it? Boolean union? No, we don't want that. But again, sometimes I forget them as well, and I just mess around with them and see what they do. Also to remind yourself sometimes. And say I made that cut now. How would I get that? Well, say if I wanted a window from it, create a new layer. Again, I'm pretty sure. Oh, yeah, we won't be able to. Yeah, I think we just have to go around it. No faces were made. How would I do this then? Would you do that? Then join. Right. And planar. Of course, because it's on a curve. Let's do offset then. Oh yeah, that's why, it's because it's got some weird geometry. If I just get that, that's what the geometry is looking like. Because it was on an angle. Alright. That's not the end of the world, to be fair. If you cut that, I suppose, what could you do? What would you do? Maybe it's best to split it then instead. maybe we just split it. Right. Now we could change that layer, so I've just swapped it now. Could use that as the window, and now, well, same with that one. Change. Yeah. So we do. I've forgotten the command off the top of my head to where you close two surfaces together to make sure it's bold. Well, one thing, yeah, we could just actually now do that. Go through. Difference. Would that create the solid? Yeah, it does. Alright, so that's what you do then to create a window if you wanted to on a complex. Oh, let's change it to that. So yeah, that's how you would go about creating it on a complex, well, yeah, a curvature, a window on a curvature surface. So you split it first, make sure you still keep the same cutting, then planar it, pull it all the way through, and then create a boolean. And that's basically the same. You do the same process with a door, and etc. etc. What else is there really to show? So we wanted, I don't know why we would do this, but maybe we wanted this to here, and then can we select that? Can we loft these? Yes, we can. And then we're gonna split. Or can you just do cut? No, you can't. Split them. Let's just hide these for the time being. And these are the cuts that it made. Now show again. There we go. We got like a nice ramp going to it. If I just isolate this. What I could do is want to create some steps quickly. Good. Contour. Select the top with the bottom with the top. And that's 0.25 steps. There we go. And then let's bring them in. And let's just hide this. And then show. There we go. We get some.
Oh, that's hot. That's hot.
See how in the Arctic it kind of makes everything look better, really. Yeah. I opened up my other project as well on mine just to kind of show. I'll show it now.
Nice.
So why layers come in useful, because the groups like everything. Well, I'll show you how to create a group, I suppose. Actually, say we wanted the top, these external pieces to be in the same. Which were what though? Were these all? Yeah. So that was that. And then let's say the stairs as well. Yeah. So let's get that and drag that there, and that'll automatically go under the one that you drag it to. Let's rename this, whatever. And then to get a layer out, you just click it, drag out of it into the white space basically, and it'll just go underneath it. To change a layer on top of each other, move up, move down. Yeah. I wanted to sort of highlight just the use as well with Grasshopper, because say these sort of, this here, like these, what material were it? PTFE, biome. I couldn't have really, well I could have done it without Grasshopper, but it would have been a hell of a lot harder, especially the ETFE materials here. I would advise to try and learn Grasshopper. It comes in very useful. There's lots of tutorials out there now. There's a lot of channels that has blown up over the last year, which is good. It's not as daunting to learn. This was a project, well the last project I did actually at uni, which was like a post-apocalyptic thing that I tried doing. And it was very like modular. Say I wanted to see what layer this were on, because it's low, obviously I have quite a lot, but I want to see if I wanted to know exactly which one this were. I can set layer to object, and then no, I've done that wrong. Highlight what you want to see what layer it is. Set object. Is it 2 layer? No. Try again. Set object to layer. Set layer to object. But that's not that. They're here. So why is it not?
5 menit kemudian.
Set layer to object. Oh, it did. There, yeah, facilities there. So if I do that now, yeah, there we go. So it did work. I don't know why I was doing that. If you wanted to show, maybe we go to isometric view. Say you wanted to do a isometric like explosion. So I just have this here to make sure that you don't lose it, or from a different one. Could do it here. Can you update it? I think you just have to create a new one. But I could like show this and this coming up. Click that. 5 and what have you. Could click this. This. Show that coming up by 2. Do that. Press minus. Does it backwards. Yeah, you kind of get the gist. If I wanted to make a drawing from it, I just select it all. Make 2D. Parallel view, yes. So you want a silhouette group, yeah. If I press OK, it'll come down here and create that. which with the colours of the layers, so I could just take this now, print that. If you wanted it to say print on a free sheet, you just select that. Vector, if you want to be able to, well, be able to actually use the lines and stuff in Photoshop and Adobe Illustrator. Scale, so we go to the window here. This would be how big that would be at a scale of 1 to 200. So if I do that at 1 to 200 here, there we go. Let's set this. Let's put it where we want it. There we go. And obviously I could go in and change it to move closer to make sure it's all on the paper, etc. It's a bit too close, so maybe I have to do 1 to 500 instead for that. Yeah. And then I'll just press print and it would create a PDF of that. But yeah. I think that's it really. If you right click on here, toolbars, if you have plugins or whatever, if they're not showing, you can do this here. So if you have Enscape, if it's not showing, there it is. It might come up on a different one for you. Twinmotion, is it like that? I don't want it like that. So let's drag these out, and then let's put this on top instead. Like that. That's how I usually have it. So yeah, it's just one of those softwares where you just have to keep playing around with it really to learn. You can pretty much create as many layers as you want, so don't be afraid of making too many. More the merrier, really. Just as you start, I haven't really done it on this example to be fair, but as you start going through your designs and start having a lot more layers, you need to be changing the colours of them and changing layers, changing the objects to certain layers to really understand what's going on. Another thing that you can do is you want to close a curve. Say something's open and you don't know where to actually close it. If I just get this spline here, just create whatever. If it's open, you can close curve and it will draw a straight line to do that. So now you could play an array. We can cap, which we'll do this. If I just do that, and we could explode it to get the individual faces. If I move that and now I join, that'll create a geometry from them. Now we can press cap, because this face is open, so if I wanted to create this into a solid, I press cap, now that'll close that. Because if I tried it without doing that, say if I undid the join and it was 5 different faces, if I tried capping it wouldn't work because it's 5 different objects, or if I join it becomes one geometry then. So then you can cap it. Section, architects over section. Set the objects to section, so select it all. Let's make a section through here, right through there, so it could be a bit more interesting. And yeah, let's move that Obviously we've kind of exploded moved everything apart, so if it was all together it would make more sense. But yeah, but say you wanted to do an isometric section. Yeah, that's because of that. If I just hide this and then did the same. Now we'll just zoom in to what we're working on. I type in clipping plane, select it all. If I do it in the top one, now you can see that. If I now say do it 90, there we go for that. If I flip it to make more sense, there we go for the section cut on that. And you can have multiple, so if I typed it in again on here, did that, and I just wanted to show maybe a top floor, that's how I'd do that. Or if I wanted to just show everything under it, flip it, and maybe you could do that, and you could just play around with it. You can create many of them to manipulate it to how you would want that section, and then you just make 2D and then do that like we did before to get a scale drawing. You can just scale an object. If I just press anywhere and then say 2, so it'll double it. Press it again, click anywhere, 0.5, halve it. Misclick. Yeah, that could be interesting. Let's just isolate this. You can create text. So we just wanted it a meter high tops. We don't want to mask it. Let's just type in text for argument's sake. Let's just put it there. We could, if I try to create an actual, if I try to create that as an actual solid that I try to extrude, it doesn't work. So I have to explode it first, and then I can create surfaces from them. But I'm not going to do that because I have an idea. Say if I wanted this text to go through this, or just to be actually on that, we could just go through and split it, connect that with these, and let's just delete them. And I'll have it on here. I could just select these like that, and then minus 0.2 to extrude it the other way, and you'd have it going through there. Say I wanted to make something flow along the whole of this. If I just get like a box, and let's just array it. Let's type 5 by 5 by 1 with 2 meters between them, 2, yeah. And then just create a surface from them. say if I wanted to morph the geometry around this, what we could do is flow along surface, select them, deselect that one, yep, select sort of the reference grid that covers all of it, and then we could select the target surface that we wanted to morph around. I click that, and we end up with something like that, which could be interesting. Say I wanted to 3D print individual surfaces of it and build it together, or if I wanted to laser cut this geometry, could unroll surface, yeah, and then I would get all the individual pieces that make up that geometry.
Wow!
And then you can scale that down to a scale factor that you want to cut it to, and then get it printed off. Well, cut it. You can turn tables, which just rotates around the point.
Stop it. Get some help.
I don't know, we can just still look around your project. Alright, now let's say we wanted to create a panel glazing system around these two. I'm going to open the dreaded Grasshopper.
What?
So, sip of me coffee. I never drank coffee before architecture.
Skill issue.
You also won't come up with this error if you're just going through it. It's just because I've got so many different plugins on it now and lost one of the files for it, basically. Oh, it doesn't matter. It still loads and works fine. I'll go with another one, and then we'll load in.
Okay, let's go.
These are like past projects that it comes up and displays here. If I just new document, let me just work on this. Right. I'm going to use a plugin called Lunchbox. I'll leave it down in the description, straight to the page where you just download it. If I this up, there is a website called Food for Rhino. Then you just create an account. If you type in Lunchbox, there's many plugins that do many different things. You can just play around with them and you just download it. The install has changed since the I think like sort of since the earlier versions. If I go into here, if you see, well, you should see if on certain other plugins it has like files like this. If you unzip them, you'll need to go to the properties of it, and it might show that it's blocked here, so you need to unblock it, apply, and do that, and then put it in. Otherwise, it won't be able to register. Then you just drag it in, click off Rhino, make sure you save, click off Grasshopper, click off Rhino, reopen it, and then you'll be able to use it. So yeah, let's say we wanted to create a paneling system with these two. I'm pretty sure they aren't surfaces. If I go to click a surface, that one is, but that one isn't. So to make it easier, we're just going to create a prep, which is basically consisting of lots of different faces. What we can do is select multiple. Let's click these. let's just hide these. So you can see that that's selected because it turns green. And now what we can type is, to make it into a workable surface, we can type deconstruct prep. And now we just want the faces to join to make it into a surface. So that's like an easy way for a workaround to get a surface that if you're trying to select a surface and it isn't working, then make it as get the prep, deconstruct, and then remeshes it or recalculates it as a surface. So let's get these. Well, there's lots of different panel systems. I'm just going to click this basic quad, and then let's create a grid structure to go around it. Let's say we want 20 of them, so I could just type in 20 and not go from 0 to 100. So let's say type in 0 ... which gives basically a range value, and we'll go to 200. So now we'll go all the way up to 200, and I could go -200 ... to 200, and that will be the range of -200 all the way to 200. But we don't want minus panels, so let's just do it to 50. Let's Control V, well CV, create a copy, align them, U, V, connect these up, and then if I want to hide this to see better what I'm working on, I can just hold down the middle, the scroll wheel, and then click hide on that, or you can type Control Q, and that does the same thing. And to see it actually working, if I do that, well, the V value. So obviously we're trying to work around this curve, these curve shapes, and the lower the amount we have, the less geometry it has to work with, so it won't form that sort of shape. So the more divisions we put in, the more accurate it will get to getting around that original curve, which makes sense. Let's just do that. And then I could extrude, and then you could type in, if I wanted it to go up, type in Z, give it that to the direction, and let's give it a thickness. Let's say 0.2. If I look here, you'll see it working, but it will be going up, which won't make sense for the paneling. We want it to go in or out, not up. So we can change that to a Y, and now that will be, if I just hide this, see it better, you'll see it going inwards instead. And if you want it to extrude in the opposite direction, you could just type in negative, and then go here to here instead, and it will go to the, well, basically flip the direction. So that's how we could do that. And say we wanted to create the actual frame for it, let's say like a pipe system for it. Let's just put that to 0.1, we can see it better. Let's type in pipe. Or if we wanted to create something fancy around it, we could type Multipipe, which probably won't really make sense here, but we'll just do it just for the show. 0.1. Go off that.
This could just be a bit more of a fancy panelling. If we mess around with the struts, you'll see it here. If I went out here, it'd look a bit ridiculous. But 0.1 makes more sense for that. So if I wanted to get the nodes, they are spheres. So I get sphere. I could just connect that up to here for the radius. And then they're the nodes. And if I wanted to actually create them, so I'll just take a few more layers. I go with this right click, bake. So get that, and then say that, and then I can do it on that, and just exit out. If you press it again, like Grasshopper, it like doesn't just delete everything. It goes in and out.
Yeah, boy.
That's how we would create that system. We go here and just undo them. Another thing we could do is, say we wanted an actual frame around it, we could go to here and get the panel frame, put that to that, and then it's going to be 0 to 1. Well, 0 to basically 100%. So you'll see here the little squares, which is the frame obviously inside of it. Let's say 9, so it'll be obviously about 10% of it. And then could see if it's a surface. So you get the bracket around it. This is the panels. So you can see the difference there. And then we could extrude it again here. Connect that 0 to 10.00. It's got 2 decimal places there. 0.1 on that. Let's go 0.05 on that. Yeah, let's copy and paste that. Hook that up to there. And then hook that to that. Hook that to that. Just hide these so we can see it better. There we go with that. If I make it bigger. Yeah, that's right, yeah. Thought I did something wrong there. Yeah, that makes sense. 0.1, then make this 0.2, we'll see better here. Yeah. Let me get negative with these. Instead, flip that around and then just bake that to here, and then just bake that in here. Click off that, and I would have like a bit of rectangular frame instead. this into glass. Go to render view. See a bit better there. Let's just show that. If I get a clipping plane, let's go here and here. Let's try that again. Here to here. There we go. And let's move it to top of here. I think section cuts are taken at 1.5 meters above height, so let's see what that would be there. So you need to see that. You can move this, it doesn't really matter, like from like the positioning. And if I wanted to print that, so if I just hide this, then I could just make 2D with that. Top, yeah, blah blah, create that, just click off that. And then like before, print, and you could follow like we did before. I think I'm gonna leave it here. I've kind of touched on quite a lot of the commands and little tips, tricks. So I think we're just gonna leave it at that. And that wraps up this video on the commands that I wished I knew when I first started Rhino. If you did learn something, please leave a like, subscribe, press the notification bell, and leave a comment on what you learned, and also maybe future suggestion videos of what you would like to know, whether around architecture or design. Yeah, see you in the next one.